broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
All right, welcome everybody to AfterBuzz TV. This is your Bachelor After Show, and oh my gosh, not only do we have all this drama to go over, but we have somebody in the studio that you guys have been asking for. We have people from like Abu Dhabi, from Egypt. I'm not joking.
From LA.
From LA. We'll talk about this. Yeah, Brooks has been trying to get this specific individual on our show for a long time, and before I get to her, I just gave it away who it is, didn't I?
Well, sex. You gave away the sex.
I gave away the sex.
You're right.
Before we get to who our guest is.
Wait, I'm not confused. Now I'm lost.
No. I'm sorry. Did you say sex? What's going on? Yeah. All right, first of all, next to me on my right, as always, Miss Chelsea Briche.
Hi. Hey, everyone.
There you go. Keep going.
I'm Kristina Zias.
That's Kristina Zias' voice.
And I'm Brooks Forrester.
And our special guest, the lovely, the one and only, and she's not crying, she's smiling, she's happy, Miss Ashley I.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm always smiling.
You are.
I get a bad rap for always crying, but I'm telling you, I smile 90% of the time.
I thought Danny was gonna slip up and say Ashley cry for a second.
Okay, wait. Let's set the record straight. Brooks, you've been trying to get Ashley on for how long now?
That is correct according to the record.
But by try, like, what are we talking? Are we talking?
Maybe what? A month?
Not
maybe
a month. I haven't gotten anything from you in the whole month. The last time I got you got something from you was in August.
That's your story. Let me tell you the real story. So what happened?
Are we talking United States Postal Service?
We talked on Twitter, right? You were like, "Oh yeah, I might be moving to LA," and I was like, "Oh yeah, cool."
Oh yeah.
You might be right after that. I think I dropped the ball. But then after, I was like, I gave a phone call.
Well, see, I wasn't allowed to do media during Paradise. So now that I'm out of Paradise, I can be here.
Well, let me tell the audience how I felt.
Yeah, tell us.
I was like, oh crap! I was going over.
Give us the 20-second version.
Yeah, the episodes, thinking, did I say something super offensive? And I even talked to you.
Oh, you thought maybe you pissed her off.
Yeah, I was like, did I say something? Because she like didn't return my text or call. So I was like, I must have said something. And she took offense to it. So if that did happen, sorry.
It didn't.
Okay, so live right now, right here on AfterBuzz. You guys are cool. We're good.
Yeah, we're so great, and it's been great to meet Brooks. He was always one of the hottest of the franchise. So, you know what? Speaking of that, you were on my Paradise list.
Well, how long was your list? Can we go over this? I want to know how long.
Like that I was going to be there?
No, like they said, who would you want there?
Ooh. Wait. What number was Brooks?
Like 7th.
It depends. Like there was the guys from this past season,
sure.
Caitlin's season, and from that I just said I wanted Ben H, which I knew wasn't going to happen, and Jared. And then from other seasons, I said maybe Josh Murray, and then I said Brooks.
And I squeaked in there. And I got number 4.
Yes,
add it to your Twitter bio. That is huge.
If I would have ever been asked, I would have asked you to come as well. Actually.
Oh, that's so sweet.
No. But then you didn't text him back afterwards.
He has a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's true. But I said this about you. This is what I said on AfterBuzz about
I'm just letting this go because it's.
I didn't. The truth is, I didn't respond to him because I found out he had a girlfriend.
We got the truth.
No. I actually wasn't allowed to be on here during Paradise, but then in addition, I was like, forget that.
Okay, so I did want to say one last thing though, because I remember saying when the show was going, I'm like, I don't believe this girl. There's no way that the girl that attractive cries this much over whatever the situations were. I can't remember now.
Well, I only cry over boys.
That was a compliment.
Really sad things, dogs dying, and
Ashley I. When's the last time you cried? It's February 29th. This is a leap year day. It's a special day.
I almost spit out my water. Such a good question.
It was a week ago on Saturday.
Why?
Boys.
Okay, so hold on. On a more positive note, how is your life? How are you doing? What are you doing? Where do you live now? Can you give us like a minute and catch us up on you? Everyone wants to know.
Oh man, this is a hard question because life after The Bachelor has been awesome. It's been the best year and a half of my life. I've loved it.
Really?
Yeah. And I get to do all these cool things like being here, and I've been on Access Hollywood a few times, and I get to write my Cosmo recaps. I have my own lash line, like Lashley. Yeah, it's called Lashed by Lashley.
Wait, are you wearing them right now?
I'm not. These are my extensions, but if my extensions aren't on, then I put those on.
Can you bring some for Brooks and I next time you're on?
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
We'll do the whole show with them on, I promise.
God, I got invited to like one thing after the Bachelorette, and I was stoked.
Well, you
had one thing?
There's like a thing now. You guys are like going on tour.
Oh, well, that is true. I have set up 2 charity events that were huge. So in total, we've made over 50,000 between the 2 of them for charity.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Which charity?
Well, the first ones back in September were for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and the Children's Hospital that my dad works at. Well, my dad works at a hospital, but the children's ward. And then this past Valentine's Day, we had another one that was for Penn State's Thon, and that also goes to pediatric cancer. $31,000 we raised just in one night.
That's incredible.
The boys that I had there, the bachelors that were there.
I didn't make that list.
We auctioned them off. Oh, crap.
Yeah,
he would have been a great addition, but you're not. You have a girlfriend.
I'm not allowed if I have a girlfriend anywhere?
We really, no, because Well,
Lauren,
we pretended like it was a singles day. It was a singles thing.
Wait, so who went for the most money? Because I feel like I read
Nick Vial went for $5,600 for 45 minutes with him.
That's unbelievable.
That's crazy.
And your really good friend Michael Garafola, he went for $5,300.
So Nick beat him out by a little bit.
By $300.
By $300.
Yeah, it was actually the girl who won Nick was bidding on Michael, and then she gave up on Michael at $5,300, and then
she got Nick.
And then with Nick, she was like, "Never mind, going all for this one."
No way.
Okay, so we need to know. They had 45 minutes. Do you know the details of what happened in these 45 minutes?
Yeah, of course. I was there watching. You know
what happened.
It wasn't even private.
It wasn't private. It was, we had the back of the restaurant, set up so that they had, 1-on-1 time.
So
it's not 2-on-1. That's the kind of dates I get.
It was no fantasy suite situation. It was just like a private booth.
Some Nick gave the girl his number, which was nice.
Nick's a good guy.
Yeah.
Did anyone make out?
No.
Okay. Were you auctioned off?
I was auctioned off.
How much did you go for?
I went for $750.
Okay, that's not
to
bad.
Jared.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's an interesting turn of events.
The love quarrel continues.
And then how did that date go?
I don't know that it's happened. It may have happened or it may not. I really don't know. It's very, very weird.
Danny,
was he the boy that you cried over last week?
Kristina, that's asking a tough question.
I know. Barbara Walters there.
All right.
Fine, I'm sorry.
Let's do this. So let's recap tonight's overall thoughts on tonight's episode. Obviously, we kind of started to see what was going to happen. We didn't have to wait till the end of the show to realize that Kayla was going home. Did you guys see it early on? Did you know, Kristina?
Oh my God, is all I have to say about this episode. No, I did not see that. I started the episode being like, I think he's in love with Kayla. I thought he wasn't going to say I love you to JoJo.
Really?
Yes, I was totally taken aback. It
Chelsea,
was not how I expected it
surprised?
to be.
So, oh my God, because first of all, I didn't even think that you could say I love you on the show. I have been in my mind that that's like against the Bachelor rules. And I'm really happy that Kayla's gone, honestly.
You're happy that she's gone?
Yeah.
Ashley, are you happy she's gone? Did you see that coming?
No, Kayla's I saw it coming, yes, but Kayla is my favorite girl of the top 3, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Can you tell me why?
I guess I feel like I can relate to her on a sort of princessy level.
Okay.
I think we kind of have a very thought that's been drawn up in our heads since childhood that we were going to be like a princess and we were on a mission to find a prince. And she's just so cute and smiley and bubbly, and she just seems genuinely sweet. I just like her, and I think she's so freaking pretty.
Yeah, she's stunning.
She is.
Yeah.
Especially that last little outfit. Brooks, did you see that coming?
Oh no, I don't think anybody saw that coming for sure.
I didn't either. But I guess if I had to weigh one of them, I didn't see the double I love you be affecting me as much as Kayla. Like, you know what I mean? Kayla affected me, but the double I love you was the thing that sticks out from the episode for me.
For sure.
For sure.
For everyone.
Yeah.
I mean,
But did everyone know that Kayla was going home tonight? Was
No.
that a surprise?
no, I was surprised. I didn't know
You were?
Yeah.
I was surprised by that.
Who did you think was going to stay?
Well, I said I thought JoJo was going home, and because that's
Same.
what I said
Oh,
last
because
week.
the brothers. You think because the
Yeah.
brothers?
I think that's part of it. I don't, and we also didn't talk about this last week that The brothers, one of them was on.
Oh my
you
God.
guys didn't know that?
No, that NBC
No.
show.
Ready for
Ready for
Love.
Love. I
Ready
never
for
watched
Love.
that.
It lasted 2 episodes.
I never watched
And then
it.
they put it on the
I need a
Hulu or
timeout.
something.
JoJo's brother was on a
Yes.
love show.
The one who was, so here's the thing,
one
they
that
were
was
judging
The
quiet.
better
her.
looking one.
Yeah. The one who was just
No.
like mean mugging the whole time, but he was on Ready for Love. He was the main guy. I had no idea until the
Wait a
YouTube
second.
comments.
Say me neither.
There's Brooks. He's here.
Hello.
Yes.
Who was the girl that went all the way? It was
All the way. What do you mean?
On
Ready
Ready
for
for
Love?
Love?
blonde-haired girl.
Who the heck knows? It went to Hulu.
Yeah, I don't watch the show.
Yeah.
That's
No,
why I didn't know.
Okay.
It got canceled very quickly.
2 episodes.
No,
So maybe
she-
he's really bitter.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm like all about this. I watched the first episode of that show. I was like, this is not as good as The Bachelor.
Yeah.
It needs to
Yeah.
stop trying.
Well, that's
You
why.
know what else?
Because like Juliana and Bill were hosting it, and I was like kind of
Oh,
excited about that.
Yeah.
You know what else I'm all about?
What?
That T-shirt you got wearing.
No, thank you.
You
New
got
Kids
wearing,
on the
did you
Block
hear me?
represent.
What, yeah, what is that? It's on my Twitter right now. If
Oh.
you don't know what I'm talking about.
Well,
Those
New
that
Kids
are
on the Block
listening.
have been one of my favorite bands for a very long time.
You've seen them live how many times?
An alarming number, probably like 18.
Do you listen to them?
I'm not
on-
even kidding. I think 18.
Do you listen to them on CD or tape?
I have both of their CDs, one of which is in my CD player in the car.
It's now 36.
No,
I can
no,
verify.
they're 2 real albums released within the past
Yeah,
decade.
I can verify. I heard her. I saw you pull up, and I could hear your music playing.
Oh, yeah.
Verify there was.
Oh, you were bumping.
She was bumping some
Yeah.
NKO TV.
Can
Before
she
we
do the New Kids dance?
Ooh.
You want me to do the New Kids?
Yeah.
dance
Yes.
now?
you do it?
Can you?
No, I can't.
I want you to
Do
try
you have
though.
one move?
No, you
from
guys,
her?
like, I can't even dance in general, let alone, like, but I can do it in the car, I, like, right here. Like,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, she's got a little bit. Okay. Hey, before we move on, I want to make sure.
Can I interject?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
sure.
Juan Pablo just responded to my tweet about
No.
can boobs be on fleek, and he said, "Easy boy."
Oh
No, he didn't.
my gosh.
For more Brooks Forrester goodness, because you were on fire tonight. People can follow you on Twitter at Brooks A. Forrester. Did I get it right?
Brooks Forster on Twitter.
Which one has an A?
No, I think your
That's my
Twitter has an
Instagram.
A.
Why do
No,
all
my
of your
Twitter
social medias have different names? This drives me
Because
crazy.
I was trying to just get something closest to Brooks Forster, and they were gone. My Instagram was Brooks Forster at one point, but it got hacked. Instagram took it, wouldn't give it back to me. So then,
No.
then
That's
they
really
made me
rude of
do.
them.
They made me do
Anyways,
they.
let's talk
Anyway,
about what Juan Pablo
yeah.
is coming at you right now. Do you think that was like a little bit of a threatening,
No,
like?
No, I think
that
he was
was
just
him
kinda
being
like-
like, I noticed too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
could you not notice? My God.
I'm gonna respond with that.
Anyways, before we move on, I just want to make sure I shout out the chat roll and the people watching around the world. We have people Snapchatting us from Abu Dhabi and Egypt, and people staying up in New York, here in LA. There's a lot of people watching, so we just want to say thanks. Continue to do that. We do have chat roll up, so if you guys want to chime in with us while you're watching the show, you can do that. We got it right here, and Chelsea and I are kind of rolling through the comments as we can. So that being said, let's go through these dates a little bit. Let's start with Lauren B. And before we get to the dates, he kind of went over each girl. He did like a little highlight montage at the beginning
Right.
Yeah.
on each girl, on why and why not. What stuck out to you guys in those? Because like the one thing that I heard, for example, the beginning, he said Kayla, and he goes, but she's very smiley. That was his first thing after the butt.
Yeah.
Those kind of things, right? I don't know if that's a real...
He said, but
he goes, he was talking about all his positive, he goes, but she's very smiley. And he goes, I don't know if that's... He was talking
No,
about
I
how-
get
No, he was saying I feel like that there's more to
More's
her than
more
that.
beyond the
And what
smile.
is it? He hasn't found
But
it
that's
out
what
yet.
he's saying. He hasn't found out yet, so
Yeah.
he doesn't know. She's just all like smiling like the world is sunshine. But I think he's saying like, when life hits a fan, you know, or when we're having
not gonna
these
be all
real
smiles.
moments, yeah, what's gonna happen? Like you can't just be smiling through
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
I thought I see those on like positivity posters all over the place. Like, just smile. Like I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, science says that if you smile, technically you end up feeling happier.
The endorphins get
Right.
released.
Yeah.
Wait, that's really funny because my best friend texts me every morning. She's like, remember to smile for 2 minutes? I swear.
See?
It's weird.
Do you do it?
No, I'm like, this bitch, I don't do that. No, I'm kidding.
We've got to tweet Kayla if she has in her house that same.
I was just texting her. We can just text her.
Let's
I'll
just
text
text
her,
her.
ask her.
But okay, so I have to
I have
apologize.
something,
I have to
but-
apologize
okay,
because I
continue.
said something last week, and I didn't know in the Filipino culture that using mommy and daddy was a term of endearment. So I want to
Oh, I
apologize.
say mommy and daddy, but I don't know that I would say it on
Oh, I
camera.
didn't-
But I was referring to not a cultural thing. So I want to own that for a second. I didn't know. I didn't mean that offensive. So I just want to make sure I put that out there. Kayla, I apologize. And for those of you that were offended, I apologize.
I call my parents mommy and
Yeah,
daddy.
they're in my
Yeah.
phone. It's mommy and daddy.
See, I can't. I just get there's something about it that's weird to me.
But maybe that's part of the
outside
princess
of the
thing.
culture.
It could be.
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
Christina,
I get
do you
it.
have that complex?
I think I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. First date, Lauren B. And Ben's talking to, or let's go to Kayla.
Yeah, Kayla.
But Lauren B, I want to say, by the way, before that, he
Wait, yeah,
he
I
kept
wanna
going
say
back
something
to
about
why
that,
hasn't
too.
someone snatched her up yet?
Yes. So in that little sequence of the summary that we got
Yes.
in the beginning, he said, "I really like her, but his reservation was that why isn't she snatched up? Like
Like, that
that's a
means there's
real
something wrong
concern.
with
Like
her?
there
Right.
must be something wrong, or I don't know."
Or
But
it's just the producers making it equal for all three.
Right.
Like, we
Right.
want to
He
make it
needed to-
entirely clear.
But
that
her
it's
answer was because she's picky.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
And that's always my answer.
Okay.
But there might be more than that.
Wait. With that said about the producers, I feel like whatever he said about JoJo in this episode was just a soundbite because it was the exact same thing he said about JoJo in the last episode. He's like, I feel more myself with JoJo than anyone else.
And with Kayla,
And it was like
too, he
over
said something-
B-roll.
Yeah. You're talking about the second comment when
Yeah.
he said our relationship is deeper. At
Oh,
this
yeah,
point,
he said the
this
exact same
relationship
thing.
It's
yeah,
the
it was
deepest out of all the relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the exact same sound
which
bite.
came on the tail end of him saying she's too smiley,
Smiley.
which was weird. They were totally
Oh
inconsistent.
yeah, I'm
Exactly.
sure there's a whole bunch of editing there. I know in Paradise, they had clips of me talking about certain girls that I like. They thought they used stuff of me talking about Claire, and they made it seem like I was saying that about Jacqueline. I'm like, no, that was taped 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so I want to ask you, in a moment when you're watching that and you see that happen, does that make you angry?
It makes you really frustrated.
Because there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you like?
I'm like,
tweet-
I was not threatened
Can
by
you
her.
tweet out like how do you do it? What do you do? Or do you just leave
Sometimes
it?
I tweet it, but then sometimes you don't want to get in trouble. So it kind of depends on how frustrated you are and how much you're going to reveal about why.
Can I ask you a question, by the way? Because Nicole Masanke just asked a question. She called you Kardashley.
Yep.
How do you feel about that nickname, by the
I
way?
love it. It's my favorite. Keep calling me Kardashian.
Okay, what other ones are
I
your
thought you
favorites?
gave that to
Then I
yourself.
have Lashley. No, they actually came. They started calling me Kardashian on the show, like the producers and stuff.
Really?
So I love that. And then all of a sudden, the public started,
It's a
following
great
it.
nickname. I mean,
It
let's
is
be real.
pretty crazy.
That's a pretty fantastic.
Yeah, they
nickname.
called me Kardashian.
Kardashian.
On the show, and then they changed
I like
it to
Kardashian.
Kardashian. I like Kardashian
Sometimes.
better too. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go with the actual dates now. Kayla. Let's start with Kayla first. Chelsea, what'd you notice on this date before we found out that she was going home? So at this point, when you're watching, how'd you feel like it was going?
The beginning couldn't have been any more awkward.
Why?
Because
Why?
they-
Yeah, I think everybody felt
I
it,
don't
but
know
was
what
awkward?
happened. They're sitting like in the water in beautiful Jamaica, and I mean, I feel like they had to just they didn't even know what to talk about. Like I'm stuttering because I don't even know what to say. It was so awkward.
I hate interrupting, so I'm
No,
just
you're
going
right.
to him.
Ray, go ahead.
In Paradise, and literally the producers are going to kill me. There's this moment where Jared and I are sitting on a bed by the beach, and we're supposed to be like having like a little one-on-one chat, and they made it seem really awkward because we were saying nothing because we were just like staring at our feet like this. Well, that's because we were told to be quiet for a second, and they're like, hold on. They're like, okay, you can talk now. But they took that. And I was like, we had the best
Really?
conversation. We'd had 20 minutes of like flowing conversation. And then they made it seem like we were
That's so
all
interesting,
really
'cause
awkward.
Is that one of those
even-
frustrating parts?
That was actually the most frustrating part
Yeah.
I've ever had because we had such a good conversation, and it was unfortunate for me that like the friendship or the chemistry that we had like was never shown, and it just seemed like I was making things up out of
Yeah, someone
nowhere.
even just commented on the chat roll. They said, "You're so funny. Why didn't they show more of that on Bachelor in Paradise?" They're loving you, by the way.
Oh, well, that's sweet. But I think that there's probably just not enough time to show everything. So you kind of just, I always say it's a caricature of yourself. They take a few traits of yours and they just blow it up. They show all of that pertains
Can
to
I
that
add
trait.
something to that as well? Because if they're not going to give you sound bites or airtime that aren't related to your typecast.
Right.
Right.
So if you're funny but that's not your role, you're Ashley Cry,
Exactly.
you're drama.
Yeah.
So they're not going to show all that.
Right.
And I felt that same way. Like anything that I thought was a really good moment or a funny moment, I'm like, oh, that was really good. I hope they show that moment of me because that'll look really good then. Never.
It was always the
Always
things that you were
love,
most
love.
looking forward to seeing that aren't shown.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, and this is just popping in my head. Sometimes when we are having like friend conversations about like how we're feeling versus how he's feeling, we'll be like, "I'm running," and then like he's like, "I'm in a slow walk," just like really.
The metaphor of like where we were in our love process was like walk, jog, run. I don't even think I came up with that. I think that was a producer thing.
Really?
And I was like, yeah, I'll run with that. And then
And boom.
skewer.
Just took off.
Anyway,
There you
okay. Sorry about that.
Anything else on Kayla's date you guys noticed? Like, I mean, the conversation seemed great once I got to dinner.
Well, I didn't even think their body language was good. Like, if you watch them when she was saying "I love you" when they're on the couch kissing, like his arms are just down. I mean, compared to the other two women, it was so embraced, and he just sat there. I mean, there was just.
If I'm being honest, when she said "I love you" and his face looking at her after she said it is when I was like, oh shoot, like, she's done.
Okay.
No? Agreed? No?
Not at that point in the episode.
But his face was so that to me was the biggest tell. When he said it and he was looking at her, he just kind of.
And he just like leaned into kiss. I mean, there was a space.
He didn't say that. I tweeted it.
couch.
He was like, she was like, "I love you," and he just said nothing, and he just
Okay.
leans in and kisses. It's like his cover up.
That's when I felt like it was over for her as
Really?
well. But watching it after, I mean, this is like hard to say because I feel this way after watching the entire episode.
That's what I mean.
I feel like her date was last. And I feel like he was so awkward on that river raft ride because he's like, damn, I just told two girls I love her and this is awkward. I have
You
no
think?
conversation. Yes. And then when she said, I love you, and he didn't say anything back really or react.
Then he really
Time
knew.
out.
But
Can we get
then they wouldn't have
confirmation on
even
this?
gone to the fantasy suite if that was the order.
Ashley, can we text Kayla right now and find out which order?
Hold on,
I
time
want to
out.
know.
Why wouldn't they have gone?
I know
to
you
the-
can't, but I want to know. Like, that's a good theory.
Well, that's why I feel like she was so upset afterwards when she came out of the van. She's like, wait a minute. Like, you were here with these two other girls. You were with them. You obviously feel stronger about them than you do with me. Like, why did we ever go to the fantasy suite?
But I think that they went to the fantasy suite because she may have been the first.
You think
But
so?
I don't
It's
think
like
he would have
watching a
done
tennis
that
match.
after the other two dates.
Yeah,
Or maybe
agreed.
she was
Agreed.
the middle one?
She could have been the middle
Middle
one.
one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know, but I feel so bad for her.
Oh my god,
Oh,
that poor girl was
yeah.
on cloud 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just.
I even said when she walked in the man, she literally looked like
Yeah.
she was radiating. Was the
Yeah.
word I used.
And I kind of get like what you were saying too, like, because I think I was raised to think like there's like your Prince Charming out there as well. So I can be a hopeless romantic, and I just feel like people are abusing her for being too smiley and giggly,
Yeah.
and I don't think that could ever be a bad thing to
No,
be too happy.
never, ever. I
No.
love people that are
Well,
smiling
and if
giggling.
that same problem were Lauren's problem, it would never be a problem. You know what I mean? I felt
Right.
like he
Right.
was searching for something to be like, I gotta get this that will relate to the to the audience in some way,
Yeah.
and that was his kind of.
Because like he should
His
feel
out.
lucky that no one has snatched Lauren up.
Well,
Right.
okay,
Right,
so let's do
yeah.
this. Speaking of Lauren, let's move on to Lauren's date then. I think that one of the things, and I wrote this down, is the way she kept saying, like, the man of my dreams, and the way she kept saying things like this, the lofty words she used, I don't think compares to what she feels from. Like, it's very evident for me what she feels for Ben.
You're saying her words and her actions don't match?
No, I'm saying her words, she uses lofty words, and I feel like her feelings are even above that. Like,
Got it.
she's so in love with this guy, and it's clearly apparent to me.
She's so in love. That was one of the cutest dates ever. I mean, just like end the show. She gets the ring, and
You're
that
done.
was like,
Yeah.
I'm done. Like, yeah.
I mean, I think it says a lot when he introduced the date he was having with Lauren. He's like, this date means a lot. And I think I'm sure he has some say in what the dates are,
absolutely.
right? He
Yeah.
picks them. So I feel like that was such a nice moment. And like the releasing of the baby turtles, I feel like that's more of an experience than like cruising down a river raft and getting jerk chicken. Like, no offense, but
Yeah.
I mean, at least for baby turtles, for me, like that would do me in.
Well, and for Lauren B, I feel like I was kind of anticipating there would be a moment for Ben where he has at least a little bit of a slip up because he's been so polished, so
Yeah.
well spoken
Yeah.
the whole time through. I'm like, at some point we're going to see, and we should see, based on how The Bachelor does this, a moment where Ben has a mistake. And we haven't seen that yet. And I was hoping it would be tonight.
I
was
think
like,
it was tonight.
I think
so,
unless you
too.
consider him saying "I love you" back,
Yeah.
the mistake.
I don't know though, because it
But is that
doesn't
a
make
mistake?
that doesn't make it a mistake. It makes him torn, which makes us even more bought into his story.
Yeah.
And now people are choosing sides of like, JoJo, Lauren B, who should it be?
I think you can argue that lots of other bachelors have felt the way he felt in those moments, and they just kept their mouth shut.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he went ahead and said it, and it just wasn't the right time.
Okay, next question then. Do you feel like he was given some free reign from the producers to do that? Say, we're doing things a little bit different now.
To.
I completely think that was producer encouraged.
Really? So how do you think that conversation went?
I think they probably said, if you feel like you want to say I love you, you should say I love you to as many people as you want. And I'm sure that before they had Lauren say I love you, and before they had JoJo say I love you, they said, if you feel it, say it back.
Because they said it early. You notice, like, she said it, JoJo said it really early on the waterfall.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is early for her
Yeah.
to, like, say this. So I feel
Right.
that same conversation happened with JoJo and her producer.
Yeah.
Like, I think you should tell him. I think you should tell
Yeah.
him early. Just so you guys can enjoy the rest of your guys' date together and you're not thinking about what's been happening. Because let me ask you this. When you were going to go to the, just based on the name, the tropical dates, were you thinking about that? Like, where are other people in their relationship? What are those relationship statuses like at this point? Were you putting much thought into that?
Well, I think in Paradise there wasn't much. What do you mean?
Like, if they're, for example,
Yeah.
if
Me
I'm
personally, or just like the cast in general?
well, just you personally, like, were you taking stock into, like, who else are, when Jared would go on a date, where is that relationship at? So these girls haven't seen each other
Yeah.
for weeks. They each are wondering, what is the relationship with Ben and JoJo? Ben and, they're curious about their other, was that something that was happening to you on Paradise?
I
Were you
think
thinking
I
about
think
that?
more on Paradise, it was actually just me and Jared the entire time. I think there was that one moment with Claire, but it was honestly just one day, and it was over. I mean, yeah, I worried every single time another girl walked into Paradise, but I think it's more relatable with The Bachelor. And I always tell people that on The Bachelor, you actually don't know the status of a lot of girls' relationships with him. You really don't know where you stand in comparison because you don't see that unfolding. You don't see how many times he kisses a girl or like what he acts like one-on-one with them because you're blinded by it. I mean, you would know that, right?
Well, I guess I was just looking for, like, a woman's perspective on that. Like, I felt like I thought about it, but I wanted to see it. It wasn't something that I let myself think about very much. And I heard Lauren say it. I heard JoJo say it. Like, you can't help but think where these other dates are in their progress.
I mean,
Rachel,
I think we overanalyze. I mean, I'll speak for myself, but I know I overanalyze everything to an end. So I don't know if that's just a woman's perspective, and I mean, you guys don't have phones any access, so.
It's not like you could be like, he didn't text me after the date.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're just sitting there. So what else are you guys doing besides rolling over every single thing in your head?
Over and over again,
Over
thinking of
and
theories,
over.
angles.
When you're with the other girls, you're like, well, I'm not going to talk about my relationship with him with the other girls. So being with them and hanging out with them all day makes you not think about that. But then when I do have chances to just be alone, which is like before bed, I really was always pretty positive. I would know which girls he was really obsessed with based on who was getting date roses really and who was being called first and stuff during rose ceremonies.
Well, so here's the deal. Before we move on to JoJo's date, some people on the chat room have just informed, I shout out to Siona and Zephyr T, the order of filming was...
Ooh.
They were spotted.
Wait,
while
I'm
filming.
dying right now.
The order goes like this. Kayla on November 7th, JoJo on November 9th, and Lauren on November 11th. Now, if this is true, they were 2 days apart. It goes Kayla first, JoJo second, Lauren third. That changes everything. That changes that JoJo's now the first one he said I love you to. Think about this.
Yeah.
Kayla was definitely first and Lauren's third. That changes things.
That does.
Dun, dun,
That does change things.
God, nailing it into the sound booth.
So, by the way, thank you guys very much. The chat roll coming through.
Wait, how do they know that?
They were spotted by
That's reality
Sleuthing.
Steve.
Spotted in
Yeah,
Jamaica?
Reality Steve. The sleuthing forums. There's so much stuff.
Wow.
Good job, you guys.
So,
That
what does
changes
that
things.
change,
So he told
Ashley?
JoJo.
He told JoJo first.
Yeah.
So
I think that might be because she needed those words of affirmation.
She even
agree.
said that was her love language, which
Yes.
I love. I'm a big fan of love language, and I analyze that to a T.
I'm a big love language person
Right,
too.
and especially when someone knows without a shadow of doubt. And she said without a shadow of doubt words of affirmation.
Right. So yeah.
Oh my
Can I add something?
you
I
talk.
felt some reservations there with JoJo when she was delivering that. She said, "I do," as in like I do love you. And she repeated
it's like
that 3
convincing
times,
herself.
convincing herself. Like
Yeah.
I'm pushing, I'm doing, I'm getting myself there. Did any of you guys?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
There's such a difference, I think, especially for the first time you're saying I love you to someone, to say I love you, to saying I do love you. Like
Yeah.
for the first time, to me, in my mind, there's a huge difference between those two
Yeah.
sentences. They
I
don't
do
mean the
love
same
you.
thing.
I do love you sounds like there's a
Yeah.
butt coming.
yeah.
For some reason.
Or
I
or
don't-
like there
Or
was
like
already.
I feel like I should be in love
Yeah.
with you. I don't think that JoJo. I mean, I'm sure she loves him, I guess, but I don't think she loves him the same way Lauren does.
Agreed.
Agreed.
And I think the fact that Lauren was the last "I love you"
Is a whole other level.
Yes.
She's like, I got the last word.
So,
Yeah.
so
Because
she
if
was
he
the
was
last. Does that
coming-
mean she's locked in? You think? Then?
I
Yes.
think so. Yes.
Because
Really?
think about this. So he comes off from JoJo, right? That's his first I love you. Mm-hmm. But then he's saying it, so it's like the back end. If he didn't feel that strongly about Lauren, he wouldn't have said it coming off a date with JoJo.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're
Absolutely
right.
right.
So
Right.
he
You're right.
wouldn't have done
Right.
that.
That's a great point.
Yeah. They
then-
also would they would have never showed him saying I love you back to JoJo if he didn't end up saying it to Lauren too, because then it would have been a giveaway of the ending.
Yeah.
Right.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Probably.
So maybe he was extra encouraged with Lauren. You mean he already said to
No,
JoJo?
I think-
maybe they
I think
encouraged
he
extra.
really wanted to say it to
I-
Lauren
yeah.
at the beginning of the week.
So you think they encouraged him to say
Say
it to JoJo?
encourage to JoJo.
I think one of them
More.
had to be encouraged.
More what?
More
More
to
encouraged to
JoJo.
JoJo, yeah.
Yeah.
I think-
Especially since she was needing it so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, she was so shocked when he said that. Didn't she even say
She was.
like,
Yeah.
really?
She goes,
Yeah.
wait,
Or
are
like-
you allowed to say it? Like,
Oh, yeah. First, that was
It was
awesome.
actually pretty
Yeah,
cute.
it
And I
was
think
really
that was
was
super
cute.
real. Like,
Yeah.
forget the cameras are, I
Yeah.
mean, she's like, are you allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Because that was,
I think
okay.
that, I think that
Reaction.
changed a lot for her too, because she may have been trying to get herself there and convincing with the I do's, and
It might have gotten her the last 10%.
And then when she got
Yeah.
that affirmation, she was like, "Oh shit, this is a real thing. Like he actually loves me."
Yeah.
And then maybe the rest of the date changed for her. I don't know.
and she's thinking he can't say that, but he's making the exception to me. You
Yeah.
know?
Okay, let
Right.
me be honest. Chris Harrison says this every year that this is the most dramatic. Da, 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 da.
This is
I don't
think this
no,
is
but
the most
here's-
dramatic
No,
season
that's not,
ever.
that's not what I'm
No.
saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
All the drama that happens in other season when he says this is catty, like girl drama
Mm-hmm.
or guy drama. This is the kind of drama I appreciate. This is like
Raw emotional
It's
drama.
raw emotional because this is really what I'm intrigued. I cannot wait to see what happens in a couple weeks. Because look how much we're talking about one scenario right
That's
now.
true.
The whole time.
But it's the shaping.
Because
of
this
the
doesn't
woman.
happen every year.
Yeah.
We don't get this. This to me makes it the most like not the most dramatic, but one of the most dramatic because this is real drama.
Well, and I
Okay.
think what you
Go on.
I was just going to say, I think what you're touching on too is an interesting point because we confuse what drama really means. Because
Yes.
for us, drama is just human experience and like things that we can empathize with. Like, yes, I've been there. I felt that with Kayla when she was in the car. I was like, yes, like that was
Yeah.
dramatic. It was really a lot of drama because we've all been there. We've been in
Watching
love with
her
somebody.
walk in when we all knew what was about to go
Oh my
down.
God.
That,
Yeah.
Watching her walk in, that was horrible.
I think I
I
stood up. I'm
felt-
like, girl, like, no.
Don't do that.
Get out!
No!
It's like a scary movie.
Why?
Don't hide
Yeah.
there. Get out!
Yeah,
But-
since I've been removed from watching moments like that without being part of them, like
Yeah.
when Carly got dumped in Paradise, like
Ah.
I actually wasn't there, but I saw her the day after, like
Yeah.
I knew how it went down. But seeing Kayla and that whole thing just made me be like, whoa, like I'm feeling somebody else's emotions through the TV.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I mean, I haven't been a huge Kayla fan, but when she got out of the van, I was like, get it, girl.
When she got
because-
back out of the van, and
Yeah,
come
when she
back
got
at Ben,
back out,
and took
I
advantage
mean,
of the time.
just props to you because she wanted answers, and this guy really just.
Okay, so let's talk
stabbed
about
her.
this. Did she get in this moment? Do you think she got the Bachelorette edit?
I think it's too
That's
soon
where
to
they
say.
You think so?
What do you
Oh,
I
it's
don't.
too soon to say.
I don't think so. Because this is where they have to cement it for her.
I think that's what they tried doing for her.
That's what I picked up on.
They
I
left
went-
the option open.
Yeah, but I think it'd be impossible for her to be the Bachelorette.
I agree.
Why?
I don't
Just because if you look at Twitter, like the social media reactions, like
Yeah.
I think that first of all, Ben screwed everything up by saying "I love you" to two girls. Whether he screwed it up or whether he did the right thing, I don't know. But I feel like this connection between all of them just got so much deeper that I think that America's going to really want the girl whose heart was broken to find love.
Then that breakup with JoJo, because that's who I think it's going to be, or Lauren, let's just run both scenarios, is got to be really freaking dramatic.
So
because
even
if
more
But
it's
it's
not,
going to be. You don't think it's?
yeah, because he's told I love you
Yes.
to both. But I'm just saying that the power in suggestion, like look at Juan Pablo. Juan Pablo didn't get a lot of airtime. A lot of people didn't know who Juan Pablo was. And then all of a sudden they came out and they had like I Love Juan Pablo shirts on people in the audience.
Yeah.
They talked about him.
Like they wanted
built
Juan
that, what they
Pablo.
wanted. And he had nothing on social media. If she has something, it's better than nothing. And they can turn it into a fairy tale ending, like the princess thing, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, that's why I
true.
think it's still an option.
They're
and a
also
viable
looking
I'm gonna
for
say
the
it's not an
ethnic
option.
bachelorette.
They're definitely looking for the ethnic bachelorette for sure.
Okay,
I also. Oh, sorry.
No,
You
go.
continue. I don't remember what I was gonna say now. Wait. Oh yeah. Talking about social media followings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The two girls remaining, JoJo and Lauren.
Yeah.
They both have significantly higher numbers
Yeah,
than
totally.
Kayla,
Yeah.
and it's just hard to go against that.
And like, what I mean, going off of what you just said, I mean, America is so now, especially after tonight, so much more invested in JoJo and Lauren B.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna, I mean,
They're gonna go
I
poor
want,
girl?
yeah,
But
and then put her in.
I still maintain my word. I we'll get to the predictions later, but I still think that the option lies with a greater percentage on Kayla.
Really?
Yep.
Isn't
Okay.
that funny too? Because we buy into Ben's story, right? Like he's the protagonist, he's the lead, and Kayla's heart can be broken. That's fine. It's like broken hearts aside, you know. And that's how I felt like when I left. People
Yeah.
were just like, "How dare you?" It was like, well, wait a second. She just broke like 23 other hearts.
Yeah.
She didn't get like hate tweets of like, "How dare you break
Right.
Michael's heart?" You know, like. So it's for her it's kind of sad if nothing does, you know, like at least she gets that empathy, but it's kind of just okay, cool.
Okay,
Off
so
to the side. We're
Do
into
you think she goes to
JoJo.
Paradise then?
I'm thinking they could take the runner-up and put her into Paradise instead, and then the ratings would be crazy.
The ratings would be crazy. So you think either Lauren B or JoJo goes to Paradise?
Yeah.
See, then that supports mine. Then I think Kayla goes to Bachelor. Plus, here's the other thing: is they've needed, and there's been a huge outcry to have someone of ethnic, just like
What
have
if they do it
diversity.
Brett and Caitlyn? Or they do an option
They might.
voting.
They could, and here's the
I
thing.
don't think they're
am
gonna
so
do that
not
again.
A fan of that.
No.
Please, Bachelor, never do that again.
Well, it took the power. We talked about this last season, but it took the power out of. It was supposed to be about a girl's dream, and it separated it, and I don't like
Yeah.
that. But my thing is, they need someone of just like an ethnic, more diversity in the show, and that's something that's been talked about for seasons.
Yeah.
So we all thought when Jubilee left the show, like, oh, could it be Jubilee? Which, by the way, I met her last night. She is awesome and hilarious and so much fun.
I thought she would be an interesting bachelorette. I just don't think she got far enough, and she was too polarizing. If she was just really loved, I think, yeah.
Sure. I think if people got to, I don't know, I only got to talk to her for a little bit, but she was way, way cool. Like,
Yeah.
I got a good impression of the show. Tripled 10 times that whatever last night. She was phenomenal.
Yeah, she's gorgeous, too.
Yeah, she was great. So anyways, that just supports, I think that Kayla could satisfy some of that need to fill that gap, which the show has kind of been lacking, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, she kind of fits everything that you want for the next Bachelorette.
I mean, I think I would like her as the next Bachelorette as well. And I do think it's interesting what you said about for Paradise to bring one of the runner-ups there. That makes sense.
JoJo is half Persian?
Yeah, but
I forgot about that.
she looks so white, they're not going to
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
it. They're not, like, really. With they could make Paradise, like, the third, just an equal of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette if they were to bring on one of the, the runner-up.
That's really true. If they would even go, though. If they would go.
They would be very handsomely bribed.
Okay, so I want to do this. I want to do some comparisons. I want to go around the table. You guys all tell me who you think between the three girls. This is before you found out who was going home. Okay. Comparisons. First of all, the fantasy suite. Who do you think had the best fantasy suite based on what you saw? What they woke up in, where they went to bed at?
JoJo.
JoJo? Christina?
Maybe JoJo, because I feel like in the morning he said, I love you to her.
They were so cute in the morning.
With that, before her having to say it to
Yeah, you know
him.
what? I actually want to say this earlier. Okay, so we were talking about how people deliver their I love you, and that's going to be my next one.
That's
wanna
what I
talk
was
about
going to
the
say.
delivery.
That fantasy suite I love you between JoJo and Ben was
Well, here's
telling.
why.
It was.
Because
Yeah.
There's the
JoJo
second
was in the
one, right?
middle of
Yeah.
talking. She was in the middle of talking, and he just interrupts her.
Yeah.
Says, I love you.
JoJo.
That's a random thought that came to his head, and he was like,
And as
"This
his-
supersedes what you're saying right now. I just need you to know."
Yeah.
I love that. To me, says so much.
That he's a
does.
poor listener.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Who had the best delivery of the "I love you"?
Lauren.
Lauren.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely Lauren.
Ashley?
JoJo's
I
not
think
sure.
Lauren. I think Lauren. But then
Clean
the
sweep.
second, the fantasy suite "I love you" with JoJo was really great too.
Who had the best bikini?
JoJo.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, JoJo.
I mean, I think JoJo has the best clothes out of the whole.
Yeah, you love her. You
I
rave about
love.
her.
She
I
really has
do.
great
She
clothes.
just, she looks phenomenal.
Who had the best reaction to Ben, to anything that Ben said to them, whether it was "I love you" or anything?
I think
because
Lauren.
Kayla didn't get an "I love you" and she still has great reactions,
I think Kayla.
right?
Yeah,
No,
I love her
reactions are-
face.
No,
I think
I-
JoJo did.
I
The
think
reaction,
Lauren.
can you say that?
Yeah.
It's unbeatable.
I think
there's
JoJo.
that too.
And
That
I
was
think
cute, but Lauren just seems like, to me, so honest and like humbled by everything that Ben says. Like, I truly believe that she's in love with him.
Yeah.
And I think that he's in love with her, and I don't see that the same way with JoJo.
Which girl did he
Even though
say?
he
I've
said
been
it.
wanting to say this for a long
I don't
time.
see it with JoJo
I
the way I
thought
see it with
Lauren,
Lauren.
no?
Yeah.
Which girl did he say?
I don't know.
I've known this for a
thought it was
while.
Lauren.
He said Lauren.
Lauren.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. And then just the fact that he told her about the whole crying situation with her sister, like, I feel like that meant a lot too. Like, I feel like that was showing her how much,
Oh,
you know what I mean, she meant to
those
him.
tears with the sister.
Yeah.
That was the nail in the coffin for
See,
me.
okay,
Yeah.
last week when we talked about this, that was a little, I kind of looked at it as a little more of like an escape.
Agree.
No.
Yeah.
Let me just explain. We talked about this last week because they were having this conversation, and did you notice, Ashley, that Ben was just off? And he was sweaty, his hair was down, he was tired, he was blinking a lot.
Like the
A lot.
entire
The
episode.
whole
He just
episode.
looked.
I know. I actually texted with Ben a little bit last week, and he was just talking about how it was
He's just gotta be drained.
so hard to
Sure.
just share himself with the families and still be so unsure.
So when he's having
about
this
how he's feeling.
conversation, and they ask it, somebody asked him what makes you so special, and he just kind of stopped and looked away and cried. In the moment when I'm watching, I'm thinking like, he didn't know what else to say. He pulled up some acting, like pulled some tears out.
No.
Then hearing him recall it tonight changed it for me. To be fair.
100% agree.
Right.
Him recalling and say he kind of laughed about it. He's like, I cried.
I feel like that was him. He said that before she even said "I love you," right? I feel like that was him trying to be like, look, like, I'm in love with you. Like, please
I'm
say
there.
it first.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, can I ask you guys something? So to me, I feel like when guys try to act like kind of cute and not so manly, that's like them, that's their affection. So when they're playing with the turtles, he said something like, this is just a day of cuteness. Like a macho man doesn't, like that, to me, that was
is
him.
Ben a macho man?
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Nothing's not macho, but it is like
I'll
sometimes
take
like
away
a
the macho.
Macho man.
A man saying that sitting on a beach with turtles, saying that this day is cuteness. All right, you guys say I'm out.
Sorry.
I was
Were you
telling
trying to
the
say
girls
something?
before that I do feel like Ben has a little bit more of an edge. He's got a little more swag in real life
Really?
than he comes across on
Give me
TV.
an example,
Because he just
why?
seems like a little sweetie pie on
Swag.
TV.
The way he
But-
dresses, the way he walks, talks, what is it?
Yeah, the way he carries himself, like he's very confident, and the way I don't know, he has one of my favorite things about Ben is actually the way he listens to you when he talks.
Interesting.
There can be a whole room of chaos going around, but if you're talking to him, he is zoned in on you, and it makes you feel so special. All those girls must have thought that he was in love with them.
Wait, that's interesting because I feel like
Yeah.
I don't get that from the show. If anything, I'm like, he's not paying attention.
Because he's doing this.
Yeah, or even
about
like
to
when he was
fall
with their
asleep.
families, I felt like he is just like everything's going in through one ear and out the other.
I think what's happening is it's actually going in one ear, and he's kind of
Processing.
freaking out about like
Maybe,
the
yeah.
magnitude of all the feelings involved.
Brooks,
Yeah.
can we get a reenactment straight to camera, please? Of
Yeah.
what you think Ben was doing?
Christina, tell me about your thoughts on something else from the show that we didn't ask.
I just want you to tell my dad that you really love me.
This is a perfect reaction.
Yeah, that's
You
what
nailed
he did.
Ben.
Yeah,
That's Ben.
That's what he did.
Okay.
Oh, I'm Snapchatting that, by the way. That was fantastic. Ashley,
Yeah.
so, after tonight, who wins? Who's next Bachelorette? I need your official prediction.
My official prediction is that Lauren B wins and that JoJo is questionably, probably the next Bachelorette.
Brooks?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Lauren B is going to win because I hate that term that I just used.
Win?
But I think that she definitely is the one that is most invested in this relationship, and he's reciprocating.
Yeah, I never know what to say.
feelings.
I tweeted about you earlier, and I said contestant. I hate saying contestant. It's not. I feel like that's
Former
not.
alum.
Yeah, it's like-
Participant, somebody said they liked better. I got a tweet. It was like, I hate contestant, participant.
Participant. I never know what to say because I don't like saying win and I don't like saying contestant. But I
Yeah.
know what member. I don't know.
The final rose getter.
the getter of
Receiver.
the photos. Christina.
Okay, taking this back to like Trista and Ryan, right?
Way back.
Way back. I feel like there was a time where Trista said that like she chose Ryan because she knew that he was really in love with her and that like he'd be there with her forever. And I kind of feel like that same relationship I see with Lauren. And I think that's how Ben feels also. So I feel like Ben is definitely going to choose Lauren. I think that JoJo will be the next Bachelorette. But I'm very curious to know who you would actually want to be the Bachelorette because I feel like you don't seem like too enthused.
For me, I'd rather have Kayla be the bachelorette just because for me, she's more relatable.
Does it have to be someone from this season?
No, it doesn't.
Could it be me?
doesn't?
Can it be? Can it be?
4%.
I still think I legit.
I've been told I have a 4% chance of being the next bachelorette.
No, I still think there's like a 10% chance it could be someone outside.
You
like,
know what I
outside the
heard
show.
today? Kaylee Cuoco.
No way.
Yeah,
'Cause she just-
Cosmo
they-
and
they
Glamour
just-
both had articles
I would
about
love
possibly
that.
being Kaylee Cuoco.
Because they just broke up.
And she
Yeah,
just- they broke up
loves
and
like
she's
The
obsessed
Bachelor.
with The Bachelor.
I did the story on it. Well, then in that case, it could be Amy Schumer. After
Yeah,
last
I
season.
think that Amy Schumer's already declined. She has a
Okay.
boyfriend now.
She has a
Right. Well,
boyfriend
let me
that
ask you guys
she
a
met on
question.
dating app.
Let me ask you guys a question. If they change the show and put someone that's famous in the role, does it change the show forever?
100.
Because I think it taints the
Yeah,
show.
don't do
So
it.
granted, I would love to see it.
Yes,
Don't
you're
do
It'd be
right.
great for ratings, but I feel like it changes the show forever.
It does.
That
You're
would
right.
be,
I
that
don't
would
want
be
it.
the
I
start
changed
of
my
the
mind.
decline.
It'd
That
be
would
start
be
of
It
the
would be the start of the decline.
Yeah.
We keep going up in the pattern that we're going. Real people, real
Yeah.
emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at this rate, I don't see
Yeah.
The Bachelor ending. I
Anytime
can't see
soon.
it ending.
I see at
know
least
what I mean?
5 years.
Yeah.
Or if not more.
Wait.
Yeah.
And then when Chris retires, I'll take his spot and
yeah.
host the show.
There you
Start
go.
my own fashion T-shirt line.
Wait,
Write a book.
can I be
We'll
there?
Call it good.
Can I be there?
You can be there.
Just like in the back.
Doesn't Chris Harrison have the best
Gentlemen, we
job
only
of
have-
all?
The best job in the world.
Yes.
You can
And
do my
he
lashes.
knows it too. He knows it.
He does know it.
I want to be the producer on the other end. That's in your ear. You're like, gentlemen, we only have it. I'm like, it's one rose. It's one rose. One rose left, Danny. That's the line.
Wait.
Get him a fresh one. That one's lacking petals.
You guys, really quickly, have we completely ruled out that Becca could maybe be the Bachelorette?
Oh yeah, we can roll it out.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's
There
why.
we go.
I know, I'm
Here's
very
why.
close to her, but it's not gonna happen. It's oversaturation.
Do you
Yeah.
think that she came back on the show to be the next Bachelorette?
No, absolutely not.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
All right, I got shut down real quick.
Well, only because, and I
She came
thought
on
this.
to promote the new teeth whitening thing that every person does on Instagram, whatever that is. I don't even
true.
I
would
proudly
never-
haven't done that.
proudly.
Good job.
And why
Yeah.
not?
And because like that is the most addy thing you could ever put up there.
What's the
100%.
worst thing that you got pitched to put on your Instagram for money?
Have they approached you?
No,
Oh,
yeah, you know what?
they-
They have, but in Instagram
They get to
messages, not in a
everybody.
real email. Not in a real
Oh
email.
yeah.
What the worst thing that I've ever?
What's the worst thing you've been pitched? Is it like a pair of socks?
No.
Is it like a
no socks.
granola company?
I'm not gonna be honest about that. I can't tell you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not gonna ruin. I'm not gonna.
You
I'm
have to
not
say
gonna
exactly the company. It's just like clothing or something else.
Something other than clothing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like 20
Is it edible?
No.
And a loaf of bread.
So edible panties is out.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty
that's what
Oh
I
my
was thinking.
god.
I gotta go through my Instagram to figure that one out. But I try to be very good about that. I'm not shitting.
How often do guys say just sliding into your DM?
Yeah.
Never.
That is
Really?
the creepiest thing.
No. Do you
People
get
don't
Do
those?
you use
Are you
that?
guys kidding? It's everywhere. You guys never
Everywhere.
heard about
You
this?
guys, you know what
No.
happened to me in real
guys
life,
are
not in
asleep on
DM?
the
A guy
DMs.
came up to me at the Grove the other day, and he's like, "I think you're really cute. I'm gonna walk with you." And he walked
Stop.
into Top Shop with me, and I was like, "I have a boyfriend. I need you to get off my back."
Okay.
I said, "Oh, yeah."
Follow up.
This wasn't the guy you cried over, correct?
Okay. It's
That's a
Ben.
stalker.
It's Ben, but he's not been on the show. It's just been his charisma.
Oh,
his
Ben
list.
can
He
get
says
it.
that same thing to you. That same thing to you. He's like, I'm gonna walk with you.
That's because Ben's
Most
approach
romantic thing
would be
ever.
I'd be calling my
Yes.
mom in the middle of this walk, be like, Mom, I found the one.
The fine line between creepy and romantic again, so thin.
There is a very thin line,
So
for
thin.
sure.
Unbelievable.
Especially if he looks like the way
It's a
that he
hard
did.
life we lead,
I know.
Brooks. It's a real hard life.
You can't win.
No, I
That's
can't.
the name of the game.
No matter what I do, someone thinks it's wrong.
Nick has actually been my personal dating guru
Coach?
lately.
Okay, has he gotten you on the private dating one? What's it
I
called?
have that.
Are you
Raya.
on?
Yeah.
I have
give him
heard
a
things
shout
about
out.
this.
So that's what we did. We had an entire breakdown of my Raya days.
Okay, for
Like,
us
before to
for
this
us single
afternoon.
people, let us know. Is Raya worth it?
I've only been on 2 Raya dates, but
So
They
I-
were exceptional.
So is it worth it?
I can't say that yet either. I just don't. I
Okay.
think it's nice because you can kind of have an instant date, sort of. But
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, can you explain a little bit more about what it is? 'Cause
it's just Bumble or really Tinder, but it's how you have to be approved to be on it.
Okay. So it's a little bit more filtered.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's filtered.
Interesting.
I have a question that's a throwback
Throw
to
it.
the show, not the dating apps, but still dating in a weird setting. Would you ask or be tempted to ask Ben what happened in the fantasy date?
I'm tempted to know.
Like if you were the third date and you're like, I know I'm the third date. If you
Yeah.
were Lauren B, she kind of said that at the end. Like I wonder if
Yeah, I
he
wonder
said that
if
to
he said that to
JoJo.
the girls.
But would you also be like, what happened in there?
I think
Would you
people have
ask?
asked.
Would you ask?
I guarantee there's people that have asked. Like, I
I'm
want to know.
sure they asked. And
Yeah.
oh man,
But
I don't
do
know.
you want to know? Like,
Uh,
if you're that third date?
Well, it's
If
kinda
you're
like-
the third
it's-
date,
it's
I would want to know.
Kind of like Kayla when she
You
came
would?
back out of the van. She
Yeah.
goes, "Actually, I don't know if I want to know because I don't know if it." It's kind of like that. Like, I don't know if that hurts or helps. But at some point, if I'm the one picked, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
let's say it's Lauren, hypothetically. Okay. After the show, cameras are gone. I want to know.
Oh yeah.
And I'm
Yes,
gonna ask.
100%.
and you will find out either way.
Yeah.
Right, and here's
Yeah.
the thing: you can't be mad because it's you sign up for the show. Like if you get that far, that's part of the deal.
What a weird
Makes me
relationship.
so cringy.
I mean, okay,
loophole,
hold
you
on
know,
though,
like-
hold on. Let's talk about
It's
this.
like in a span of 2 days. Like, you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 6 days, 3 girls. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 days apart. So Caitlyn and Sean, we know what happened with Caitlyn and
Carry
Nick,
the
and
6.
Sean doesn't care. I mean, might have behind closed doors, not that we
Yeah.
saw, but like they're doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm
I
sure it
kind
was
of
an
feel
issue
like
to
that
talk
was a
about.
little bit different.
I think it's a little bit different when there's one girl and 3 guys. I think that guys just take, the
Agreed,
physicality that goes along with the fantasy
agreed.
suite a little different than the girls. Like if
Yep.
he slept with Kayla, like that's part of her breakdown at the end.
That's why
People,
she got
well,
out of
people
the
on chat room
Yeah.
are saying the same thing. They're saying they must have slept together
They
because of the way
definitely
she
did.
looks so defeated.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Also, if I were the runner-up, I hate saying that too.
Yeah.
But I would be more hurt by the fact that I saw the guy I'm engaged to saying he loves you multiple times to another girl as opposed to having sex with her.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel like if Lauren, you could tell in that moment when he realized that there was a relationship with JoJo too. She's like, man, I wonder if he said it to her too. I feel
So
like
you're
that would
saying
hurt
the
me
I
more.
love you is more intense than the sexual activity that they shared whilst in the fantasy suite? Is that what you're saying?
I think it's comparable, yeah.
Whoa, you just blew my mind.
I do. I feel
That was
like
the
that
sound
means
of
a
Brooke's
lot.
mind getting blown.
Because I feel like, I don't know.
This is a good
Oh,
plug.
I'm with
This
you
is-
all the way.
you
Not that
get
I, really know much about that.
Yeah, but you get it,
but
right?
Yeah.
Go.
This is a very good plug for a podcast I just listened to. Actually, it was a TED Radio Hour, and it was phenomenal. And it was about the differences between love and desire, and how we compartmentalize
I saw that one
You
on
saw
there. I
it?
haven't listened to it yet.
People listening to this podcast or watching right now, go listen to it because it will reshape the way you approach your relationship.
Love versus desire.
Yeah, no, it's like how to make just TED something like do love and desire, and it'll pop up. But it was a phenomenal 45 minutes.
So what were they saying about this? Or why is my reaction to you so crazy?
Well, it's because you touched on 2 different things: desire, want, and love, need. And that's how she kind of breaks it down. And she goes into the history of marriage and how that came about, and it was
Yeah.
just socially beneficial in so many different ways, and how that's evolved. Anyway,
All right, so we
Listen
didn't get
to
to
it,
do
you'll
this.
love it.
Chelsea, who wins? Who's next Bachelorette? We didn't get to you.
Ben gets on one knee for Lauren, and JoJo's next Bachelorette.
I still think Kayla's going to be the next Bachelorette, and Lauren B wins. So
Are
that's
you
my call.
having second thoughts because you've said that you're going to go on
Yeah.
the show if JoJo's the next Bachelorette?
No. That's not it. That's not it
you're
at all. That's not
backing.
it at all.
Are we?
Why?
Let's do on the
we
next
can get you on.
This is
or
what I,
considered.
can we on the next show? We're gonna have because there's a application. We're gonna have a couple of the questions. We're gonna ask them right here on the show to you, and we're gonna fill it out.
You shouldn't have
What do you
told them
think?
that.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, but he doesn't know the questions.
You can Google it.
Yeah, but I'm not the ones that I'm gonna ask.
I don't know
might
if
be
I
like,
want to do
oh,
that,
nice.
guys.
Yeah, you're doing
I think
it
this
though.
would be really
you don't
fun.
have a choice.
I don't know if I want to do that. But I do want to do this. Before we wrap it up here, we have the Women Tell All coming up. Who do you think
Yeah.
we get more drama from, real quick? Olivia, Lace? Like, where does the most drama
I
come?
forgot about these
Olivia.
people.
Olivia.
Yeah.
Or so I'm told.
Do you think all the girls will turn a little bit, or like have their moment to say something?
Of course. That's what the whole, That's what that
So you
whole
think
next
that's
week
where the
is
drama's
about.
going to go down?
To me, Olivia was just her own worst enemy. She wasn't really an enemy to the other girls. There's not much to get, to beat her about.
Yeah.
But what do you think about
Beat
the
her about.
girls?
Beat her about.
about.
What do you think about the girls confronting Ben about her then?
I don't even know I don't even know how they can confront Ben about anything.
There's not much
really.
to confront him on.
But with Olivia, it's just like, did you not realize that she was always stealing you away and we never had time? That's the only thing I can think of.
Right? Okay. I was thinking the same thing.
Lace will get a shining moment of like, good
Yes.
for you. You left early, even though all these other things. That'll be good for her.
Right.
There's not a lot of like.
I think there'll be a lot about Amanda on the show.
By the way, I met her last night. She's an absolute angel. One of the sweetest girls I've ever met in my life. Met her and the twins
Which one?
as well. Amanda.
Oh, okay.
And Emily and Haley last night. But Amanda, I was so unbelievably impressed with her. Yeah.
Cool.
She's incredible. So, we'll see. I'm excited to hear what happens on the Women Tell All.
I know, me too.
In the meantime, until next week, thank you so much for joining us,
Thank
Ashley.
you for having me.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
so
Thanks for
fun.
Can you do us a favor and
So
tell
fun.
everybody where they can follow you and find you on social media?
Yes, on Twitter it's at Ashley Iaco. It's Ashley IACO, and then on Instagram it is Ashley_Iaconetti IACONETTI, and then Snapchat is also Ashley Iaco.
There we go. Brooks.
Hey, thanks guys. Brooks Forrester is my Twitter. Brooks A Forrester is my Instagram, and Brooks Dash Forrester is my Snapchat.
See, I'm easy.
Hey, don't broadcast that.
You guys know what I mean. It's Miss Zias. That's MISSZIAS on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, all that fun stuff.
Drop the mic. Killed it.
Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, all the same at Briche, CBRICHE.
Ooh, nice.
My name is Danny Hoyt. You can find me on everything. The only thing that's weird is my Snapchat. It's Danny Hoyt 47, but it's just my name on everything else.
Oh.
And your Snapchat is weird.
Thank
It's
you.
really weird.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I've been trying. Thank you again for joining us, Ashley.
Thank you. I want to
Thank
be
you.
back. This is great.
You can come back
Yay.
anytime. Open invitation for Brooks, for Ashley, for Kristina, for Chelsea, for AfterBuzz. I'm Danny. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
See you guys later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
I love you, and I love you too.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.